in the regional market, and the new opportunities will spur new and diverse investment.
Stanbic Bank Kenya and the African Guarantee Fund for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises have signed a loan portfolio guarantee facility to increase financing for small and medium-sized enterprises across the country. The portfolio guarantee facility of R1 billion will allow Stanbic Bank to expand their capacity and coverage to SMEs. The partnership targets women-owned businesses as well as those in the sustainable energy sector. In addition to the financial offering, the Guarantee Fund will offer technical capacity building to these groups. The fund is expected to impact thousands of SMEs across the country in the next 5 years.
Supporting climate-focused businesses, on the other hand, contribute to sustainable development through mitigation of the impacts of climate change. Today's partnership will translate into jobs creation and revenue generation by SMEs in Africa and in Kenya.
We do know that most of the SMEs, and one of the ways that banks usually will approach these SMEs is by requesting SMEs to provide securities. And most of these SMEs don't have your traditional securities. So using the Guarantee Fund, we are able to lend to a larger scope of SMEs without necessarily having to ask them for securities, because the guarantee does help us to be able to manage that. And hence the reason we are saying that we are able to lend to higher risk SMEs, including those that do not have the traditional securities in the form of land and buildings, which is what banks typically normally will request for.
Indeed, some good news there for small businesses in the country. Well, the Kenyan private sector activities slowed down in March, undermined by rising input costs that were driven up partly by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Stanbic's Purchasers Managers Index, an index of the prevailing direction of economic trends in the manufacturing and service sectors, dropped from 52.9 in February to 50.5 in March, signaling a slower and only marginal improvement in the health of the Kenyan private sector economy. Readings above 50.0 signal an improvement in business conditions on the previous month, while readings below 50.0 show a deterioration. The pressure of higher prices on customers was substantial, with many choosing to reduce their spending, leading to a much slower increase in sales across the private sector. At the same time, business output contracted for the second time in 3 months, while confidence in future activity fell to the lowest level in the service history. All right, that takes us on our first break. We still have budget coverage coming up. You don't want to move an inch. All this